Hemohim.
Have a seat.
Okay, why South Korean government involving for the Hemohim business? Okay, why? Okay. Later, I will explain through the Zoom meeting, but
Lịch sử của Tan Thao vì là của hiện lịch sử chung.
government, the Hemohim is the South Korean government involved for this business. Korea is very famous for the nuclear technology, top 3 in the world. Okay, and number 1 exporting for the technology throughout to the world. Okay, in South Korea, they call the Korea Atomic Energy Research Institute. We call it KERI. KERI is the largest institute under the South Korean government. They do have more than 30,000 of employees. They are the one, and also 4,000 people who went through the PhD degree. So highest level in South Korea. They are the one work with the radiation technology every single day. Atomic technology is same as like a nuclear, same as the radiation, right? Okay, so this guy work with the radiation every single day. Once you're exposing for the radiation, you get damaging somewhere, right? It's completely penetrate your body. Okay, so for example, if you have a car water accident, if you broke your arm, when you go to see a doctor, they took the X-ray, right? Same as X-ray. Doctor not recommend take an X-ray more than 2 times per year or less, okay? But this guy worked with radiation, so total amount of the exposure is more than 1,000 times higher than normal people. Thinking about it, once exposing, you got a damaging somewhere. 1,000 times, what the heck? But these people start suffering for the illness. It's damaging for the radiation. So many of the people, they're suffering for the illness, but unfortunately, more than 90% of patients turned to cancer. Ended up they die with cancer. Who wants to die? No one wants to die. But many of the people, they saw that their future, what they're going to do. They're going to die with their cancer, right? So they keep complaining to the government. Government already knows no medicines available around the world. So government wishes to do something, but nothing they can do about it for them. But they keep complaining. Many of the people die. So finally, government, they open and build for the cancer hospital. The Korea starting to the developing for nuclear technology back to the early 1960s. Since then, how many people died? More than 50,000 of scientists already died. What about the United States? United States is 30 years earlier than South Korea. It killed more than 150,000 scientists already. I was directly talked to the one of the scientists in the United States government. He's a doctor. He visited to the our office, and we were discussing for the those matter. Sam, your government is very honest to open for that. How many people die? United States? No. I'm telling you, more than 150. What about the Russia? What about the Japan? Japan is back to the year 2011 Fukushima issue. You know, the tidal wave swiping to the nuclear power plant has been exploring back to the 2011. How many people died? 15,000 people died. But 15,000 is a little number of them. How many people who exposing for the radiation? How many people currently they're suffering for the radiation who has the cancer developing already? It's serious, but Japanese government lying for them. More than 3 million who suffering for the cancer. That's what there are different survey team. They are open and releasing for all the information. They are the medical association in Japan. Okay, more than 3 million. But Japan at that time, no, Japanese government is rich, right? But government, they don't do nothing for them. So that at the time, this one's already developing in South Korea. So they're the one start import individually. So in Japan, they are excellent business for the enemy in Japan. Okay, so that South Korean government said, hey, you guys has more than 4,000 who has doctor degree, right? It might have someone who has the specialty. Why don't you find that out? Later on, they find out about 35 people who has the eligible to the developing for Hemohim. So government, they're supporting for them, so they are the one start to the developing for that. For the first time, right after the meeting, when we found 4 different functions, immune, hematopoiesis, anti-cancer, antioxidation, we will be able to finish this project. So 35 PhD, they are focusing to find out for the certain material who has the 4 different functional material. The doctor said it wasn't very hard to find it. So they find out that all the 4 different match with the 4 different function material. That was 30 other medicinal herb which is growing in South Korea. So they're extracting from the individually for the matching with the 4 different function, and they mix it together. They try to testing for them, but it works, but it's not strong enough. So what they done, they compress it, all the medicine put together and compress it. Right after compress it, the problem is medicine is much stronger than before, but the problem is all the medicinal herb it contains for impurity, medicine and toxic together. So they're compressed together. So medicine is much stronger than before, but the problem is poison is much stronger than before. So they cannot be able to use it at the same time. It took 8 years and a half. Because those during the 8 years and a half, all the scientists, they how to get rid of all the impurity. But one day, one of the scientists, he exposing for the material into the radiation, which is named under cobalt 60, which is on gamma ray. This gamma ray is the one of the kind of the ray, okay? X-ray or so many different rays. It's gamma ray. Gamma ray is very powerful. Right after the exposing for the material, for the first time in the world, 3 things has been eliminated. The first thing is, right after extracting for all the material, its color is almost like a black color or dark brown color. Right after exposing for that, all the color has been disappeared. It's turned to the like a, almost watercolor. Second thing is smell. The medicinal herb smell is very strong, more than 10 times stronger than coffee smell, right? And smells so awful, right? All the smell has been disappeared. Third, medicine and toxic has been separate 100%. Right after those happening, the scientists said, I think we almost done. So normally the pharmaceutical company, once they're developing for certain medicine, they testing for the animal first before the human, right? So they did bring it 2 rats, very young and healthy rat, and they put the cancer cell into the body, both of them. One rat's feeding for the Hemohim, another one feeding for just the normal medicine. After 2 weeks later, with Hemohim, it resists cancer cell spreading of the body. Another one already spread inside of the body and keep growing on the sideway. I got all the document with my computer. Next time I'll show you for that. Okay. Then also it extended for their life 1 week or more longer. Right after that, they're reporting to the government. I think we're almost done. What government recommended? The government, they built for the cancer hospital, and they said, government said, why don't you bring it material to the cancer hospital? So the scientists, they took the Hemohim and they went to the cancer hospital, and they choosing for stage 2 or stage 3 cancer patient. And they feeding for Hemohim 5 packs a day with 8 weeks in a row. And all the scientists, they expecting for that, if it's improvement about 20-25%, then we are satisfied. After 8 weeks later, believe it or not, more than 80% of patients who has been improving. How do they calculate it for the improvement? If someone who has cancer, will be dropping down to the less than 6 million of the number of the immune cells. So no immune in your body, you're exhausted, right? No energy whatsoever. But those kind of conditions, doctor cannot be proceed for the next steps of the treatment, like radiation therapy or chemical therapy. The doctor said at least more than 10 million or more, they can be able to do the next step. But most of them is less than 6 million, so no energy. But after who taking for Hemohim, who has been passing for the limit, 10 million, but most of them 12 or 14 million. So they can be able to go to the next step of the therapy. So that they're reporting to the government, about 80% who has the good conditions. Government is big surprising. And what government recommend them, want you to do another test. This time, the scientists, they choosing for the stage 4 cancer patient. As you know, the stage 4 is no hope patient, right? The woman who has breast cancer or womb cancer patient. And they start feeding for 5 packs a day with 8 weeks in a row. More than 60% of patients who has been improving. Right after those happening, government is a big surprising. So the government, they registrating for patent around the world. At the beginning time, 5 different patents. In United States, what is patent for? You guys saw that presentation. First, anti-cancer activity. Those things is for the first time in the United States, FDA proving for anti-cancer activity. Second is improving for the your immune response for the hematopoietic of your body. Hematopoiesis meaning is regenerate fresh blood. Someone who involving for the medical device or doctor or nurse, they understand what they're meaning for. Third, oxidation, which sounds like a miracle. It's a miracle, yeah. So that even in we do have a United States, okay, they registering for the Hemohim for FDA. FDA is not requirement in United States government. When you're shopping at Sam's Club or Costco, go look at all the dietary supplement. Look at the back. None of them's registering an FDA approval. It's not a requirement. But Atomy is registering for the FDA. Okay, right after registering for FDA, what happened? Okay, NIH, which is the National Institute of Health of the United States government, they are the ones suspicious what is Hemohim for that they're registering for the patent and they're registering for FDA issue. So they are the one back searching for the what is Hemohim for without notice to the South Korean government. After that, they're researching, they open and releasing for their clinical database for the public. What they say? Killing for cancer cell and hematopoietic of the body, responding for the anti-cancer activity. Many things, 3.5 pages, they open and releasing for that. So we had many as the American people, after listening for my presentation, still they don't make believe it. Then I recommended, why don't you go look at the NIH.gov, what they say from your government, what they say. Oh, yes. Then I signed it. And also some of them American people who stepped into my center, and I want to sign it. Then I asked them, how did you know that? Well, someone recommended me to take a Hemohim, but it worked for me. So I want to get another box, but I want to sign in. And he said, before I sign it, I was visit the complaint section, but none of them anybody complained for the Atomy company. So it must be the good company. You got the right choice, right? Yeah. I'm so happy. Yeah. So many is the story, and if you have understanding very well, more people they can start to using for Hemohim. Our job is Hemohim. It's the highest volume, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is the one. It's your business well supported for that. Mm-hmm. So after the well explanation for the Hemohim story, everybody was Let me have that. Let me have that. Yeah. My record. 4 people who purchasing for 6,000 in front of me. 4 people. Because everybody used to be, they bought a 4 box at a time. Even 4 set, 6 set used to be a price was different. When you're purchasing a 4 set, price lower than the individual. When it's introducing for Hemohim, it was 36 package individual pack, same price. When I was starting this business, increasing for 42. After years later, increasing for 54. After years later, 60, without increasing any price. When I was starting this business, all the toothpaste, all the cosmetic was 30% smaller than before. All the product now, 30% increasing, price same, quality is better. Still, this one future, they're gonna make the medicine for. We cannot sell it because we don't have a license, right? The reason why the company they're registering for the dietary supplement is everyone can be able to sell it without license, right? Yeah. So this is the best then you can explain for them, let them make believe it, and also you guys have some of them, someone's good testimony, sharing for that. Okay, so please. All right, thank you.
Thank you.